Hi guys, I'm just messing about with brightness. I'm not sponsored by Sports Direct, but if they want to throw the sponsorship to bronchitis, you can do. You can send a quick sponsorship over. I'm uh, I'm just going live. It's been some time since I've been live, and we normally catch people from stateside at this time of night. So when the notifications go out, like I say, I give it about a minute or two. If no one comes along, I just get straight to the topic. And as you can see with the title, it's IV time, intravenous time. It's also new bug time, and just a little update how I've been and what's happening. Carol Baskin. So, what's been happening with me is since February, I come out of hospital. I've had nothing but relapse after relapse. I've had the occasional good days and maybe multiple good days, but not many. Um, this last 8 weeks has been crazy. I I'd recently finished my meropenem IVs, which was 3 months ago, and when I came off them, I still didn't feel right. So I ended up with about 2 weeks ciprofloxacin, which had massive side effects too, not just joint and ligaments. My heart rate dropped, my lung function dropped, and yeah, I was told never to use them again. So then we had to stop using ciprofloxacin. So I had another weeks of doxycycline in between again. I wasn't picking up. I was always speaking to the specialist, and the specialist said, "We'll send you for a blood test and a sputum sample, and if need be, we'll bring the sample, not the sample, we'll bring the IVs forward." Anyway, I did the sample, I did the bloods, and it all come back fine. No bug in the sputum. Bloods were okay. Anyway, 3 week, 2 week after the blood test and the negative sputum sample, my IVs were due anyway. And I said, I don't care what that blood test say. I don't care what the sputum sample's saying. I'm not well, and I can't wait for the IVs to come. Anyway, my IVs were due, and when my IVs are due, they always take a blood test at the start, and they always take a sputum test sample pot to laboratory. Anyway, I was supposed to take I was supposed to have a PICC line in my arm, and that all went wrong. And they couldn't get it in, and then they tried the left side, couldn't get it in. So then I was asked, would I mind leaving it a week or two? Not a week or two, leaving it a week so we can let it rest and get the PICC line in. And at the time, I knew something was flaring up. But I agreed. I said I should be able to go the week. By the Tuesday, I was having some bad episodes at night where I was constantly choking on this stuff. When I was going to lie down, I felt like I was choking. I needed a nap before bed. And by Tuesday, I had to ring the home IV team and said, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'll end up in hospital. So that's when they came back out and they did the pick, not the pick line, the cannulas. And the cannulas went wrong. I couldn't get the cannulas in. So I had to go to hospital and get a cannula in my arm. So yeah. Anyway, the reason I'm on to this is this topic. Going on to the next one is I've already touched on all that stuff in the last video, so I don't want to stay on it right now. I want to tell you what's going on at this particular point. Hi Richard, I'll speak to you soon. Uh, yeah, so what's happened is I always ask the nurses, after a couple of days, can you tell me what was growing in my sputum? And it come back with staphylococcus again and something else which I've never grown, which baffled me. I've never grown this. I'll get the name of it because I don't actually remember it. Actually, Vicky's wrote it there for me, so she must have known. The new bug I'm growing is called Pasturella canis. Okay, guys, it's spelt like that. I don't know if you pick it up on there. Pasturella canis. Anyway, you might have read something else in there. You shouldn't have, but it don't matter anyway. So Pasturella canis, and we googled it to see what it was, and it's like a pneumonia. So that explains why I felt rubbish. And the way you get it is strange. It's saying if you get bit of an animal, if you've got a dog. So it starts making me think: is it because I own a dog now? And that's going to make me think if I grow it again and again and again, do I have to get rid of the dog? So, all this crap I've had with this bronchitis, it just does your head in because now we've made a bond with the dog. It's not nice to have to rehome a dog. But I'm not going to do that yet because I can't rule out other things. You see, at the same time, the thing about why I can't just blame the dog, about 3-4 weeks ago, I got a massive bite on my leg, and it was huge, guys. If I could show you the pictures, it was a massive red mark on my leg, almost like a mosquito bite. I was even going to go to the doctors or the hospital, but because of this COVID-19, I just thought I'm not going nowhere with a bite on my leg. It was huge. Savalon wasn't taking it down, and eventually it went. And I'm wondering, when you get bit off mosquitoes, you get malaria and all sorts of stuff. I'm wondering if this bite off this mosquito had something to do with it or not. Or is it just something I picked up in the hospital? But like I say, if I could get the calculations on my samples, how many been sent out in the last 15 years, let's say, maybe about 12 years, I've never grown this bug. At first, I thought it was Cataralis. So I said, what is it again? We even got her to spell it out for us so we could Google it. And yeah, it's a strange one. So luckily enough, the meropenem that I'm on now for the IVs, it treats both the Staphylococcus and the Pasteurella canis. So I'm lucky in that sense that I don't have to be put on another one like alongside it, levofloxacin. So I'm really lucky there, guys. But I've started picking up today. I've not been like 100% or anything like that, but I've noticed I've got the skin colour back to my face. If you would have seen me 2 days ago, I was very pale. Terrible wheeze. This wheeze is settled. It's intermittent. When I'm lying down, it comes back. But it's weird how you can go from, feeling rubbish to good within a day or two, and vice versa. Or you can feel good and just go like rubbish straight away, because that's what normally happens with me. It hits me so fast. Sometimes you don't see it coming. But when I say I don't see it coming, that's a lie, because each time I've seen it coming, I've sent the sputum test off and I've sent the blood test off, come back with nothing. This is on the 3-4 separate occasions, right? 2-3 weeks after them negative samples of blood results, the infections come where it's detected. So I think my body detects it, the way I feel, the way I lag behind, the way I feel rubbish. I know for a fact that my own body, my own brain is detecting the infections before science can. So science doesn't know everything, does it? Because science can't tell them what I know that's going on inside my body. So that goes to show you that. But apart from that, that's all that's been really happening. I don't know if I mentioned as well with the Cipro, when my heart rate was dropping and my oxygens were dropping. You were talking, I think the lowest my heart rate was 49. The lowest my oxygen was 89 at the time, and I felt terrible. I actually got the oxygen sat that's over there, and I was sleeping with it on my finger, and it was beeping every time my heart rate was dropping low. It beep. Every time my oxygen sats were dropping low, it beep. And we tested the oxygen sat on everyone in the house, so just to make sure it wasn't the battery, it wasn't malfunctioning. Everyone was fine. So I reported the situation, and they sent a COVID-19 doctor around who come in some kind of spacesuit and wasn't interested in what I had to say. Put a little thermometer on my finger, got me to walk up and down for 30 seconds and said, no, that's fine, and jumped in a taxi and got off and told me he didn't have COVID-19. She wasn't bothered if I dropped down dead. I was stating that my oxygen sat says 99, 98 when it starts, but then it'll drop within a minute or two later. But she just wanted to come in the house, you know what I mean, check me temperature with a thermometer, check this and tell me I didn't have COVID-19, something that I already know I didn't have. So it's scary times, guys. It's really scary times. I worry for people who are on current treatment plans right now, because everything's cancelled. Yeah, CT scans are cancelled. My sleep apnea test is cancelled. So very worrying times for people who are at that place now, where they're close to getting a diagnosis, no matter what the illness is. It's worrying times. You've got to look at a snooker player called Willie Fawn. He's a commentator. God rest his soul. He's dead now. Died about a month and a half ago. I had him on my Facebook, okay? And during this outbreak, he was having chemotherapy for leukemia, right? And they told him that his blood results were very good and this and that. He doesn't need the rest of the treatment right now because of the dangers of the COVID-19. It's suiting better to just go home and rest. So Willie Thorne went home and rested, and then he must have decided him and his family wasn't feeling very well, and they flew out to Spain. They flew out to Spain to probably get the treatment over there, and you know what? He died. He died. So someone with that stature, magnitude. We're not talking about your average Joe. We're talking about someone who was in the snooker, like the snooker era when it was very big, left to just rot and get his cancer treatment in Spain or wherever. Maybe the flight took it out of him. We don't know the ins and outs, but it's scary times, guys. It's scary times for people who've not got anything going. I'm lucky me. I've got a good specialist. Things go wrong, I send him a quick email, I send a quick telephone or call over. He'll come back to me, and then this is it. But what about the people that don't have that? Worrying times. I don't know how long it's going to go on for, neither. I couldn't tell you. All I can tell you is what I know is everything's cancelled for the foreseeable future, and they don't know when outpatients are going to start being open again. I went to hospital 2 days ago to get this cannula inserted, and you had a security guard who didn't belong in the hospital. He belonged in, I don't know, somewhere in town, a nightclub, and he's got his shirt buttons rolled up, so he's got his veins out like he's a doorman. And I went in the wrong way. I just went in the wheelchair way, and I thought he was being funny at first, telling me to go the other way because I'm not disabled. I should have got my blue badge out. No, I don't own a blue badge, but I'm still classed as disabled with the lung problems I've got. So I seen that it's got like marks now on the floor that you go in this way and you come out that way. So I thought, okay, fair enough. Show your power, whatever. Go out, and I'm queuing up. There's two old old couple. They've got their own masks on that they've got from their own house or whatever. And they've got a guy telling him, take your masks off, sanitize your hands here, and put one of these masks on in the box. The very same man who's not wearing a mask himself, with his glamorous assistant, with a mask that's in the hospital and could be catching all sorts of bugs passing and people grabbing a mask from here and a mask, contaminating the box. It makes no sense. When I got to EAU, the only person wearing the mask was the nurse who did the cannula. The rest were all no mask whatsoever. So it makes you think, what is this? Is this just showing that they have the control and we don't have the control, and we have to oblige? I always say it wrong. Oblige by what they're telling us. You can't have someone pushing something and not wearing a mask. It makes no sense, does it? It's like if I was someone who was into my gym, where I was a few years ago, and I had a great body, but I was eating cheeseburgers and drinking Pepsi, and I was your personal trainer. I'm not pushing the agenda that I want you to do, which is train, exercise, sleep, eat right. So a guy who's not wearing a mask is pushing someone else's agenda, yet he's not following the rule book. So things like that, it pisses me off. It does piss me off. If I wasn't so tired and fatigued through all the stuff I've had to go through the last couple of months, I think I would have said something to him. All I seen was a lovely old couple already taking precautions, wearing a mask, and being fobbed off by someone who belongs on a nightclub door, not in an hospital. So yeah, that's done me head in. So I've not been on for a while, guys. I will probably be updating, every 3 months. I know it's a bit sad, but that's the position I'm in. I can't keep coming on every time telling you I don't feel well, this and that. I prefer just telling you that I'm coming up to my IVs. This is the bug I'm growing, that, and see if anyone else has grown it. But me and Vicky, before I go, we did a count up. I've grown 7 bugs, and I'll list all 7 now. So you don't get less fortunate than me with bronchitis. If I forget one, you'll have to remember it. Okay, Cataralis is normally one that the children grow. It's all the snotty stuff, the green snot. So Moralis, Cataralis, and we'll go with it in order. Haemophilus influenza, which is your common ones. These are your two common ones. And then I've got the Staphylococcus, which is the one that hospitalizes me a lot, Staphylococcus. Then I've got Streptococcus and Pseudomonas, which is a very dangerous one for me. Then I've had this what is it? Stenotrophomonas or something like that. Stenotrophomonas. Do you want to say it, Vic? Stenotrophomonas, okay. And now this, what is it called? Pasteurella canis. So 7 bugs I've grown in my chest. Yeah. And you'll have some people with bronchiectasis that never grow more than 1 or 2. So that's where we are with me. And it's like, I didn't, so this point, I didn't even know 2 bugs existed. I didn't know about the Stenophomonas. She laughs again, I'll have her. And this one I've got now, the Pasteurella canis. So, what else is lurking? What else is lurking in the woods? I don't know. I really don't. All I know is that anything is possible with this lung condition. I'm telling you that now. It seems like it's like an open door. You know what I mean? You think, okay, I'm okay. I'm only going to grow this bug, that bug, and I'll be okay. Most people are. Most people are fortunate. My mother only grows Haemophilus influenza. Vicky, on the other hand, grows Haemophilus influenza and Pseudomonas, but I'm quite sure she's not grown Haemophilus influenza for about a year or 2. And which is funny with me, Haemophilus influenza used to be my number 1 most common infection. I'd grow it all the time, where every sample would come back. And I don't remember my last Haemophilus influenza. It seems to be now the Staphylococcus is showing up a lot. The Staphylococcus, I'd say that's the last, and the Pseudomonas. They're the ones that have put me in hospital. I don't recall being put in hospital with Haemophilus influenza ever. Just maybe a pneumonia, but never Haemophilus influenza has put me in hospital. So it's weird, isn't it? How can you go from having this bug all the time that stops, then you develop something else that you colonise for a bit, and then that goes, and then something else replaces that. Yeah, you could do science on me. Yeah, I think you could. Right, guys, I've rambled enough. It's nice that you all stayed with me for this show, and I'm going to leave it there. Based on the Facebook page, I will tell you there's problems there. I can only access it through Vicky's Facebook page because I got a Facebook strike over 5G, talking about 5G being bad for us. See, they censor everything. They censor everything, so you can't have no free speech. You can't have, your own opinion. So we're still operating. We're still operating on the Facebook, but like I say, it's quite hard because I can't get the direct messages all the time, message people. So I'm not ignoring anyone, but it is what it is. It's it's one of the things. So if anyone's messaged me on there and I've missed it, I do apologise. And that's about it. So Richard, I know you committed, mate. I hope you're feeling well. If there's anything you need from me, I can help you. I'll try. And I'm going to go now because, as you can see, I've been talking a while and I start losing the voice. So I'm going to go now, guys, and I'll catch you soon. Peace.